Hey guys, Tommy here. I felt like I needed to make this video for you guys. This is on the cryptocurrency bubble that's going on, and just some pointers or hopefully helpful tips for you guys regarding this, give you some insight on what's going on, especially if this is the first time you're seeing this. This video is not investment advice, just my own thoughts. Hopefully it's helpful to you. So the first thing is, bubbles are very natural. I guess the best way is just to show this to you guys. I've been involved in the markets actively since the last bubble. That was 3.5 years ago. And I was paying attention to Bitcoin before, but the last bubble really showed me the potential. So this was the last bubble way back in November 2013. So let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Bubbles occur when there's a bull market going on, which this really picked up. In 2016, cryptocurrencies started going up, but this year in 2017, they picked up a lot of steam. You can see we're in a steady uptrend, and then we started increasing very sharply. This is just the past few months. So this is how it goes into a bull market, more and more people get in, turns into a mania, turns into a bubble, and that's what's going on. So really, it's quite natural. This is not the last bubble we'll have in cryptocurrency. There's more to come. I could see this coming pretty early on. I was watching the market. It was right around here. So even this growth right here was very fast and the volume was very high. So I knew a bubble was inevitable. It was a matter of time. Right here on my Twitter, this was April 30th. Say cryptocurrency values are going parabolic. We're starting to resemble the surge of the last major bubble in 2013. This is right when they were taking off around 30 billion market cap. And of course today, now we're at almost 90 billion market cap. And we've gone parabolic since then. To show that, I guess the last one was better. Anyway, we've gone parabolic since. So we're in a bubble now. I guess if you zoom out, you can see it quite clearly. Look at all this. This is going down for a year and then did nothing for a year. And then cryptocurrency started going up. And then look at this. This is clearly not natural or sustainable. Okay, so once again, I assure you that we will go into more bubbles in the future. A lot of people ask about that. So just to explain that a little bit, cryptocurrency adoption is at about 0.1 to 0.2%. There's about 10 to 20 billion users worldwide of cryptocurrency. Right now, of course, that's increasing a lot. It'll double or triple as a result of this bubble. But adoption is still very small, so there's a ton of room for growth. The growth rate for cryptocurrencies is about 100% a year, roughly. So we're about doubling every year. So let me explain that so you understand. We're at about, again, 0.1 to 0.2%. That's about 1 out of 1,000 to 1 out of every 500 people. Again, that'll be doubling every year. So 3 to 4 years, we'll be at around 1% adoption. So 1 out of 100 people. 3 to 4 years later, we'll be at about a 10% adoption, 1 out of 10 people. And then 3 to 4 years later, will become ubiquitous, much like Facebook is right now. So that's the trend for cryptocurrency. I want you guys to keep the big picture in mind. First and foremost, this is important because what's going on right now is not normal, but it's good to have a big picture perspective of this. All right, so anyway, we are deep in the bubble right now. It's a mania stage. I'm getting contacted left and right from old friends who want to get involved, asking me how to do it, that kind of stuff. I've never got this much attention on it before, so it's really a very crazy time. So just also be aware of where we are. A lot of people are asking me, how high will this bubble go? I predicted on my Twitter between somewhere up here, 150 to 250 million market cap. If I can find it, I'll show you. See if we can find this for you guys. But 150 to about a 250 billion market cap. Yeah. This is what I estimate on my Twitter. And I estimated this when cryptocurrencies were around 70 billion or so. That seems to fit the trends of what's happened in the past, taking into account growth rate and stuff. So something like that, it could even potentially go higher. I'll tell you how I know when this bubble is ending is typically this trend will tend to accelerate right now, and as it's been going, the market cap of all cryptocurrencies is increasing at approximately 1 to 3% per day. This will finish when we're starting to get to the point of increasing 10 to 20% a day. That's when it just becomes extremely unsustainable. And then there's just a matter of days or so before the bubble typically ends. So that's kind of a guideline. Personally, okay, so then people would ask, when do you sell and whatnot? And that brings me to my next point. Right now, there are ridiculous things going on in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies are gaining valuations that they don't deserve. Let me give you a good example of one. That would be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is similar to Monero. They're both the crypto note protocol, though Monero has developed quite a bit since then. But just a day or two ago, Bitcoin had an $800 million valuation, with Monero having a $400 million valuation. Now, Monero has more than 10 times the users of Bitcoin, and I would say more than 10 times the development power of Bitcoin. So does Bitcoin have any business being twice the value of Monero? And the answer is no way. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. The markets are irrational. Take a look at this. This is the valuation of Bitcoin over the past basically years. It was right around a 10 million market cap, obviously even less in the past, but just the past year or so, around a 10 million market cap. And then it goes up to 800 million. Does Bitcoin deserve an 800 million market cap? No. And this is what I want to tell you guys. This is what you guys need to be careful of in a bubble, is avoid these speculative, for lack of a better word, shitcoins. This happened last time. Here's some examples. Some people are talking about Mooncoin right now, which is kind of funny because it was there in the last one. But I mean, look here. It was, before this whole bubble started, around 100 or 200,000 market cap. And now it's at $10 million. Did it do anything to deserve going up to $10 million? No. And the problem is, what happens is, after these bubbles, these ones that have no fundamental value behind them crash hard. Look at this here. In the last bubble, peaked at around, it was only 3 or 4 million. The market was a lot smaller. But over the course, this was in January 26th, over the course of the next month, March 26th, it's lost over 90% of its value. You can see what I'm talking about. These ones that have no fundamental value are going to suffer the worst. Here's another example for you guys. Corecoin. This one always comes to mind for me because it's really quite funny. Had about a 50,000 market cap, right? Again, they were a little smaller back in the last bubble. Went from 50,000 market cap to a 50 million market cap over the course of a month. I don't know if I can show you this here. You can see 40 million. Yeah, anyway, it went up to 50 million over the course of, again, a month. That's 1,000 times gain. And then, of course, look what happened. That was December 9th. Just going out to, let's see what happened. In 2-3 months later, it's lost 90% of its value. So that's the point I want to make. Be super careful. I emphasize this to any newcomers or newbies to this. Just because something skyrockets does not mean it sustains. So what should you invest in? Well, if you were to invest in the cryptocurrency space, I always feel the value investments are the way to go. The value investments are conveniently typically toward the top of the market cap, or if you're paying attention to things actively, you can find them early on. The value investments right now, I would say, are Ethereum. Again, huge with all the possibilities it has with its programmable blockchain. Dash, their treasury and governance model, is very strong, and Monero for privacy. These are 3 core value investment cryptocurrencies that all have strong user bases and strong development going for them. So those are 3 that stand out to me. And again, it kind of sucks. The valuations are high right now. So again, to be quite frank, this isn't the prime time to get in cryptocurrencies. But I want to make a point there too, and I'm kind of going all over the place, but just trying to give you guys a lot of pointers, is I lost my thought. Anyway, I was going to say, this is you got to look at this in the longer term. Okay, take a step back and look at this. Most people working, and what's sold to you by the mass media and just by society is the 40-year retirement plan, right? You work for 40 years and then you'll have enough money that you could retire and live off the 4% of whatever you save per year, so it's sustainable, something like that. Because cryptocurrency is such a new and powerful realm, I look at it as a 5-year retirement plan, and truly that's very possible. So that's how I'd say to look at it is look at cryptocurrencies in a longer term. Look at it for at least 5 years. Don't look at it for, I want to be rich tomorrow. Maybe this goes up 1,000% tomorrow. I really don't think that's an appropriate way to look at these things, even though that happens, with some of the cryptocurrencies today that have behaviors like Quarkcoin, and you could be lucky and win that, but I don't think that's the right way to approach it. And it's really sad because that's how some people approach it, and then they fail, and they're like, and then they dismiss cryptocurrencies as at large, which is really sad because they're missing out on one of the best investment classes in the world. And I'll tell you guys that too. I'm constantly looking for the best performing investments in the world, and I still have not found anything better than cryptocurrencies for the past few years. Marijuana stocks were really good last year, but if you want to know, you should invest in those things. I don't know enough about all the different companies, how they function. You really need to know what you're investing in. And if you are active in the space, you can catch good ones. I was an initial investor in Ethereum. It was 50 cents at the time when it came out. Now it's almost $200. I bought the bulk of my Ethereum at $1 on January 2013. That's because January 2016, just a year and a half ago, was $1. Now it's almost $200. That's because I saw the value in Ethereum. I liked the leadership. I saw the potential. And just to boot, at the time, I noticed a whale was starting to accumulate it. So I quickly got in there. The rest is history. Okay, so once again, where we are in the bubble, I think we have about a couple weeks left. It's hard to say exactly when this will end. It could be just a week or two. It could be longer. It could be 5 or 6 weeks, potentially longer. But sooner or later, this bubble is going to kind of peak out. It's going to be growing too fast, and then probably some kind of event will end it. The hype will remain for several weeks. Some cryptocurrencies will continue to do well, but at large, at that point, they'll start dwindling down. Let's see. So I've talked about what would be good value investments. Let me give you some other recommendations I'd say in investing at large. And again, this is just my thoughts. Take it for what you will. But some recommendations I'd say: only invest what you can afford to lose, what you wouldn't care about losing. This is important. I know there's a lot of potential right now, and you guys see that, but especially if you need that money to survive and stuff, use money that you can afford to lose, that you could live without. That's important. Another important pointer I'd say is don't short cryptocurrencies. There was a guy who shorted Dash like a month ago, lost $100,000, lost all his money in cryptocurrency. I know that some things can become overvalued and it can be tempting to short, but the problem with shorting is that you're shorting something on margin and you can get wiped out. I have actually been waiting for put options on cryptocurrency, which is another way to bet that something is going down. But waiting for that since 2012. It's been 5 years. We still don't have them. So that goes to show that the space still isn't that developed. And yeah, I know there are some markets, but there really isn't much liquidity. So I'm waiting for that because sometimes there are opportunities. There are opportunities to do it. But I'll give an example. Like Zcash had extremely high inflation when it came out, and I posted this one on my Twitter too way back then. But back here, it was clear that the price was going down because the inflation rate was insane. For these days, the supply was like more than doubling every day, or it was doubling basically every day for, it was doubling like the first day and then gradually slower, but you would know the price is going down. So I would have bought put options on Zcash, but even then I wouldn't have shorted it. Why? Because of margin. And look at this here, by the way, as a point there. It dropped down from $20,000 down to $500, and then someone bought it, sent it up to $1,800. Even though Zcash was trending down, if you were on margin, then you could have got wiped out. That's why I don't short things. If there were put options where it would expire in say a month or 2 months or 3 months, I'd feel comfortable with that. If you don't know what put options are, just check them out on Google. Options are a big thing in the trading world that allow you to bet that something's going up or down. And I'm waiting for those again too. All right, once again, know that, again, the shit coins will crash the hardest when the bubble is over. So be aware of that. I would just say as a general rule, don't buy shit coins. If you don't believe in the coin, I wouldn't buy it. That's personally how I function. I look for strong developers and strong user base. Typically that would be a growing user base. And ideally that the cryptocurrency has passed the test of time. So that's what I look for. Under these kind of qualifications, we have Ethereum, again, Dash and Monero. These are all strong developers, strong user base, they're growing. So that's what I like to see. And again, once again, think farther out. If you're listening to this and you're listening to this within a year of this video being created, then you are early to the cryptocurrency space. If you looked at an S-curve of adoption, you wouldn't even be able to see the spike in growth yet because we're that early on. We're still very early on. So if you guys are listening to this, you have a lot of opportunity in the next 5 years, 10 years. Plan for that. That's what I would say. All right. Hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. Just wanted to get some tips and stuff out there. Hopefully you guys like it. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you felt it was really helpful or gave you some good perspective, feel free to share it with your friends or share it on social media, whatever you guys like. Let me know any specific questions. Try to get to you guys in the comments. Yeah. All right. I wish you guys the best. I'll talk to you on the next one.